All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there unto the Zyphornus from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. I'm going to try to make this a quick show. For the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Just on one scripture. I'm going to land back on that. But before I start that one particular scripture, I'm going to get a precept. Zephaniah. Oh, Zechariah. No, Zephaniah. Zephaniah 2 and 8. It says, I'm sorry. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. And who the Lord is speaking to? He's speaking to all of us, which are Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect of the nation of Israel. The reason why I said it like that is because that's who the Lord is concerned about. That's the ones that's going to follow orders. As for the rest of the nation of Israel, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, that's what you call yourself today, and the Israelite foreigners that may look like the other nations, right? Who are the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. A lot of you ain't going to make it either. You may have the honor and the privilege to live in the best of both worlds, or may not have the honor and the privilege to live in the best. The Lord is not concerned of you. The Lord is only concerned of the elect. So he told his elect, wait ye upon me. So wait for him to give the green light, to green lit this situation. What is that situation? You have a lot of false information out there and try to make the Hebrew Israelite movement worse than it is. And no brother ever harmed anybody. But all the things that's going on in the world, we're the worst of the worst. But there's going to be a time when this devil is going to come down, Jacob's trouble. And when that time happens, the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be gifted with spiritual powers, all right, and to be able to deal with their enemies. And it says, until the day that I rise up to the prey. All right, so the Lord is going to rise up to the prey, and he's going to use his people as his weapon, his sword, instrument of death. For my determination is to gather the nations. So the Lord's planning is to gather the nations. All right, this is why there's a heavy presence of all military heading to the Middle East, because this is the Lord's plan. Proverbs 21:1 tells you that the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. So the kings of the earth, they're compelled to go to the Middle East. All right, they are demanded to go to the Middle East. Now it could be for land grab, it could be for strategic maneuvering. Okay, it could be for any of those sorts. But in reality, it's because the Lord desires that. That's why in the Revelations, which I'm gonna get that too, because it's part of the lesson. So the Lord's his determination to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms. So all these kingdoms with armies and so forth, he's bringing them together. That was for the fulfillment of Genesis, the 49th chapter, when it speaks of the Lord. All right, and Matthew's the 25th chapter, the great gathering that's taking place. And the reason why it says to pour upon them the indignation, even my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So the Lord's determination is to gather the nations, so in order for him to execute them. All right, Revelations 16, this middle light coming out. And Revelation 16:16. He gathered he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which when you the Hebrew tongue to announce it, to break it down, is what Har-Magadwan, which is what the mountain of troops. Okay, the mountain of troops. All of the armies of the world is coming for this to this one place. It says the hill or city of Megiddo, which is not a direct understanding of it. That's why you have to know the Hebrew. Okay, which it does tell you Har right here, H 2022 Har, which Har in the Hebrew means mountain, and Magad, all right, Magadwan. So Gad one is mountains. Troops plural. Okay, the I believe makes it of. So Har-Magadwan is the mountains of troops. Okay, right here. It's not Megiddo of crowds. Megiddo, when you break, this is why you have to know the Hebrew. Okay, you got to know the Hebrew in order to understand that. So the Lord's determination is to gather the nations, which that's the fulfillment of Armageddon, which is Har-Magadwan. And part of this gathering, which is a scripture that I read, I was like, oh, it's a perfect thing to read. Zephaniah 1:7. Hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord, Yahweh, for the day of the Lord is at hand. Which is, we read, of the day of the Lord is darkness, not light, right? It says, for the Lord hath prepared a sacrifice. He hath bid his guests. Who's the guest of the Lord? These nations. All right, you're bid, meaning you're being called. Look up the word bid. What it says, holy. Which that's another precept come in mind. What is it? Isaiah 13. All right, he called his sanctified ones, his holy ones, his mighty ones to his anger. All right, so he bid. And what it says also that to the marriage, he bid many to the marriage, and that's him sending forth his servants to the streets to gather all likes is us going out in the highways and byways and bidding these people to the marriage. Okay, the marriage is what? The marriage between Yahweh Shai and his people. But simultaneous, this is where it gets broader. Isaiah, I believe it's 34 and 1. It says, come near, ye nations. So guess what? The same way we bidding our people to the marriage, same way we bidding these other nations to come hear this. Come listen to this. And hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear all that is therein. So what we're doing when we go in the highways and the byways, it is not a private invite, it's a public invite. Okay? You have, of course, when you're telling a party, you have people, that VIPs, you tell them like, yeah, we're having a party, but also you pronounce it to the world like, look, we're having a party. You invited too, but not what you think how you invited. It says, all the earth therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, which is what? His righteous anger is towards all the nations, and his fury upon all their armies. See? So that's where you get the Armageddon from. All the scriptures are connected. Right? When it comes to the destruction, all of them is connected. So the Lord is getting all, he's pouring up that warrior spirit. He's rising up the warrior spirits of the other nations. And all the other nations are going to gather their armies, all available, swinging dicks. Hey, even the other private parts are being summoned. Oh, that's a spirit. Spirit had it where I picked up something, overheard a conversation. A Burger King worker, a young woman too, probably teens, and she was telling her coworkers, like, after tomorrow, I'm done, I'm finished. And they was like, where you going? And she was like, she's going, she got recruited. I was like, huh? She's all happy that she got recruited. So it was like, you going to the military? He's like, yeah. What you gonna? And she said, they asked her what she's gonna do, what she's gonna be. She said she's gonna go for nursing. And I just shake my head like, she don't have no idea. She have no idea. This great gathering that the Lord, this invite, yeah, she's been invited. All right. And she was an Israelite, Benjamite. All right. And she don't know, she's going to find out that the Lord summoned her. And she might think it's an opportunity to become a nurse and to help people. And after many years, after time is up, you could have a career in the military, 20 years, or you could come back out and become a nurse. You could use your military experience to have a good job. This is what people be thinking, but not knowing that your ass is going to be sent and you not coming back. Okay? Because the Lord is about to pour out his anger on everybody. Anybody that's getting recruited now, especially this draft that's about to take place, you ain't coming back. All right? That was just a little quick testimony of today. By the time I put this up, probably the next day or two, I don't know. But that's what happened. So she thinking that she's gonna have a great, a good thing coming to her, because what? The economy is shit, it's shambles. Everybody's getting poorer, and the only options, late, especially young, is probably join the military. And you could travel the world, but not knowing that this time is not like it was, because when I got in, there was no war. And then as I'm in boot camp training, 9/11 happened. Like, damn. All right, shit could change that quick. But this is the Lord's plan. So he have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. So the Lord's bidding everybody that he displeases with to the slaughter. All right? If you're not part of the wedding, if you're not the participants of the wedding, you're going to get slaughtered. All right? And every wedding, it was always something that was getting slaughtered. All right? Sacrifice. It says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of the carcasses of the mountains, shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. So what Isaiah saw, he saw a mushroom cloud, and he couldn't explain it the way we can, how we see it. All right? All the hosts shall fall down, which all the hosts is talking about. Talking about those ICBM missiles. All right? Those warheads. As a leaf falling off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So untimely figs, when a certain wind hits a tree, it look like missiles are coming down. Okay, so they saw what they could see for the time being and how they wrote it. It's up to us to decipher this. And now is not the time to join no military services, all right, or get drafted. And it doesn't matter if you get drafted or not, because people in the shores of America is going to suffer and they're going to die because of that's part of the Lord's determination as well. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. All right, so who's Idumea? Esau Edom, the Greek way of saying Esau Edom. And the people of my curse to judgment. That's the people of the Lord's curse. And here's the point. The sword of the Lord is filled with the blood. It is made fat with the fatness. So it's perfect with the blood of lambs, which are you Israelite. I make mention of that a young woman at Burger King who told her co-workers that she's going to get recruited. She's about to go to boot camp. She is going to, all right, she's going to go to the Middle East, and the rest of the family is going to be here in America, and they're going to be the lambs for the slaughter. Either way, the Middle East, here, there's going to be carcasses everywhere. It's just that America is going to be utterly wiped out, be destroyed, be the biggest desert on the planet Earth. And goats, which goats represent Esau, Edom, but also could be other nations, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra. So Basra is where? Basra is America. Wherever Esau lays his filthy hands on or feet on, that's part of their destruction. All right. So Basra was a key opponent, a capital city in Mount Seir. So the Lord said there's going to be a great sacrifice here. It says, in a great slaughter in the land of the Idumea. Okay? So this is what the Lord was speaking of. He's bid people to that slaughter. The unicorns shall come down with them, the bullocks with the bulls, and the land shall be soaked with blood, and then thus made fat with the fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, the year of recompense, which is payment for the controversy of Zion. So why is all this is going to happen for? Because the Lord's finally going to get us justice. All right. And some of our own people are going to be part of that sacrifice. But overall, the Lord's going to finally give us the justice that is well deserved. Okay. And any sellouts, that's the other. Anyway, any sellouts that's out there, those that decide to take the side of the enemy, you are an enemy to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and you will be destroyed. All right? You're going to be destroyed in that destruction. So with that being said, I'm saying real quick through the Spirit. Shalom to the elect of the nations of Shalom.